Namaste Bityao. I'm JVN Manisha Sharma, Faculty of Education and Methodology, program name BA Journalism, course Public Relation and Corporate Media. Today I will discuss about growth of PR. जब हम ग्रोथ ऑफ PR यानी कि ग्रोथ ऑफ पब्लिक रिलेशन की बात करते हैं तो इस ग्रोथ को जो है वो 3 स्टेजेस में डिवाइड किया गया है। ये 3 स्टेजेस क्या है? द अर्ली स्टेज, एक तो द अर्ली स्टेज के बारे में मैं आपको बताऊंगी इसमें। सेकंड स्टेज जो है इसमें, उस स्टेज को कहते हैं द स्टेज ऑफ कॉन्शियस PR, और फिर जो थर्ड स्टेज है वो है द थर्ड स्टेज ऑफ PR, द स्टेज ऑफ PR। इन तीनों स्टेजेस के बारे में हम बात करेंगे आज के सेशन में। सबसे पहले बात करते हैं द अर्ली स्टेज। द अर्ली स्टेज ऑफ पब्लिक रिलेशन रेफर टू as the stage before conscious PR activity started arose out of the efforts made by liberal and philanthropic industrial pioneers, and also out of certain pressing needs for dissemination of information. Two notable examples of this type of public relation may be cited: the public relations and more especially the community relations practiced by the House of Tatas and the public relations in the railways. The Tata Iron and Steel Company went into production in 1912. From the very beginning of the House of Tatas started practicing community relations by building Jamshedpur as a model township. Besides providing housing, water, electricity supply, and free primary education, the company runs a hospital and also a technical institute that was established as early as 1921. The company also promotes social, cultural, and economic development of community. Considerable efforts have been devoted to employees' welfare schemes from the very beginning. In the railways, public relations efforts in the pre-Second World War period were perhaps dedicated by commercial needs. Having built the railways at considerable cost, mainly for the purpose of carrying raw material from the hinterland to the ports, the private companies who were then running the railways realized that without promoting passengers traffic, the railways would not be commercially viable. It is understood that in the early 20s, the GIP railways in India carried on a public relations campaign in England to attract tourists to India using the media of 88, page advertising, and pamphlets. Within the country of Publicity Bureau of this railway introduced a traveling cinema that gave open-air shows of the films at fairs and festivals. Subsequently, publicity of officers with similar functions were extended to other railways. The Railways Board established Publicity Bureau in London and New York too. It is understood that both the London and New York offices used to advertising extensively in newspapers and journals. Both these offices participate in exhibition held abroad to popularize Indian railway and attract tourist traffic. Another form of public relation that was practiced directly by the government started as early as the First World War, when the government of India felt it necessary to disseminate information and to have an organization to feed the press and to supply war news to the people. A central publicity board was established, and subsequently Sir Stanley Reed, editor of Times of India, Bombay, was asked to work as the chairman. The board had on it representatives from the army and the foreign and the political departments of the government of India. After the end of the war, the function of this board was taken over by the Central Bureau of Information, which was established in 1921, and Professor Rushbrook William from Allahabad was invited to become its first director. In 1923, the Central Bureau was redesigned as the Directorate of Public Instruction. Later in 1939, this was renamed as the Director of Information and Broadcasting. Now we will discuss the stage of conscious PR. We can now pass on the second stage, the stage of conscious PR. This development took place because certain objective factors had arisen in the environment that gave rise to the need for deliberate PR activity. Some of these factors were the emergence of a vocal public opinion, the emergence of mass circulated newspapers, and an influential press, public opinion. The emergence of mass circulated newspaper and an influential press. Outbreak of the Second World War and the need for mobilizing public opinion in favor of the war effort to meet the needs of the situation arising out of the Second World War. It was in the period too that certain industrial houses, which had already been practicing public relation on the spontaneous basis, began to organize their PR activity in a conscious way. The House of Tatas performed a public relation department at their head office in Bombay in 1943. Publication of a monthly news bulletin was started in 1944. Let's talk about the third stage of PR. The third stage of PR may be said to have started with the coming of independence to the country. There was a completely new environment and new political institution. Some of the features of the new environment were the emergence of parliament and the state legislatures, elected for the first time on the basis of adult franchise. The adoption by the Government of Industrial Policy Resolution and Industrial Development and Regulation Act. In the background of these factors, both government and business organizations had to adopt conscious and deliberate policies of public relations. It is from the period that PR practice in the modern sense of the term began in India. Thank you very much.